Okay, and from the WHO reports, it of course affects people worldwide across all ages.
Yeah.
But aside from age, of course, being a risk factor for the same, what are some of the other risk factors associated with epilepsy?
Okay, the risk factors for developing epilepsy are within childhood, one of them. During the delivery of the child may, if the child does not get enough oxygen, what we call brain hypoxia, they are at a higher chance of developing epilepsy.
Okay.
The second one is trauma. Either the child falls down or even an adult falls down and the head is hit. So it interferes with the sending of the impulses that is almost permanent. That can also predispose to it.
All right. Still on the same, before you get to the other risk factors, before I forget.
Okay.
I'm talking about falls, and anybody falls. I mean, we all fall all the time.
Yeah.
So can we talk about the impact that, of course, might end up causing epilepsy or the seizures? At what level are we talking about? Because we all fall. I mean, kids fall all the time, and then they stand up and everybody is okay or goes back to normal.
Yeah.
So at what level of impact are we talking about that might end up causing epilepsy?
The fall has to be very traumatizing to the child. That's why it is important when a child falls and they fall head first. It is very, very important that they go through some medical examination, maybe a CT scan, and maybe an electroencephalogram to find out how the waves of the brain are being sent. And if there is a disturbance in it, there are higher chances that this child may be able to develop things like epilepsy.
Okay.
But if now the child has got the ECG has been done, the EEG, electroencephalogram has been done and it is normal, maybe the CT scan has been done and it is normal, then the child may not be able to be at risk, or even the adult may not be able to be at risk of developing the epilepsy. However, the continuous fall and head traumas can predispose any person of any age to be developing the epilepsy. Yeah.
All right. Okay. So falls, of course, being one of the risk factors.
Yes, it is.
Right. What are the others?
Yeah. The others are even old age. Stroke can also predispose the child, the person, even at old age, because stroke is found with the people, the elderly people. Yeah. They are at risk of even developing epilepsy. There are some certain diseases that can occur in childhood which can complicate into epilepsy. For example, diseases like measles. One of the complications for measles is a disease called encephalitis. That is inflammation of the brain. Okay. It can also be able to lead to things like epilepsy in future.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. And then how does that come about? Because again, most of us have, of course, have had cases of measles when we were younger. Of course, there's so many myths associated with the same. If you did not get it when you were younger, you will definitely get it when you are an adult. So how do the two, that is epilepsy and measles, or how does measles cause epilepsy?
Okay. What happens is that when someone is immunized, because the Kenya Expanded Program in Immunization has really done a very big campaign of ensuring that the children are immunized against measles. So, and in fact, the government some years back introduced the vaccine for the measles at 1.5 years. All right. So what happens is that if you got measles and you did not get vaccine, you're at a higher chance of getting the complications of measles. Okay. Right? Because it is a complication of the measles that develops into what we call encephalitis. That is the inflammation of the brainstem. But now, if you got the immunization for the measles, the chances for you getting to the complications of the measles, yes, you get the symptoms, the redness, the rash, the redness of the eyes, the slight cough, you'll get all those. But the complication part of it is not going to be there.
All right.
Yes.
Okay.